am Gina Buckney. Welcome to my channel. And boy, have I got a treat for you today. Today, we're bringing you a program called A Champion's Mindset. And I've got a legend who I'm going to interview to bring you his pearls of wisdom that he's gained and gathered over the last however many decades that he's been doing this job. He is a champion in his own right. He has trained and taught World Olympic athletes who have won gold medals, broke records, everything. He has an OBE from the Queen. For those of you that don't know what an OBE is, because I had to look up the traditional meaning, it is, and I'm going to read this so that I get it right, an Officer of Order of the British Empire. And he was awarded that for his recognition in sport. Now, any of you that know me know that I'm not hugely into sports, but I met this person through a business leadership program over 15 years ago. And I'm just delighted that he has agreed to do this interview with me. I'm literally blessed, if I'm honest, and I wanted to share that with everyone. So let me just tell you a little bit more about his accolades before we go into it and I reveal who he is. So he has personally coached Daley Thompson, who won 2 gold medals back in the 80s, as well as breaking 4 world records. He has also designed programs for Boris Becker, who was #1 tennis player. He has designed programs also for Katrina Witt. I am having to read this because there's a lot of names here. Katrina Witt, who's also won 2 golds as a figure skater, Gerard Berger from Formula 1, and Eddie Jones, who is a rugby international superstar. So that is just a few of the people that he's worked with. He has, for the last 25 years, been transferring his skills and his teachings from the athletics world into the business and corporate world. And that's when I met him. I met him 15 years ago when I was working for a telecommunications company on a leadership program. And he came in and did a talk that affected my life and the way that I work to this very day. And he was the first person that I'd ever heard talking actively about mindset and visualization. You know, after that point, I read books like The Secret and stuff that taught me more, but this person introduced it to me. And one of the examples that they use that sticks with me to this very day is that you could have 2 athletes that are exactly the same weight, height, ability. What makes one win over the other? And it was mindset. And that stuck with me. And it is about having strength of mind and a mind where you know you can go and win. He also taught me about visualization, about seeing something that's not there yet and going for it. And these athletes that he trained would visualize like the race. And when you visualize, various muscles kick in your body. You know, you don't need to physically do it for a reaction to happen in your body and to feelings and emotions to kick in. So a top tip is visualization, and I've used it for many, many years to get to where I've gotten to. So the world works in mysterious ways, and obviously I've now moved out of my standard corporate work in terms of like leading huge projects and programs into motivational and educational speaking. And a few months back, I discovered this book downstairs that I'd had for 15 years. I've revealed the name now, it's on there. I am delighted to bring to you Frank Dick, who is going to talk on various topics, the subject called A Champion's Mindset. I'll take you through those topics in a minute, but I just want to also state that he is the current president for European Athletics Coaches Association. And he hosted some major event last week, which I had the privilege to attend, called IFAC, which was just amazing. And we learned from some of the greatest coaches in the world that we've got right now, but also organisations such as Air Ambulance and people that have to work under pressure. So we have 4 topics that I've got for Frank that I want to interview him on. And I'll take you through those, and then we're going to go through each section separately so that we can cut this up and you can watch this in bite-sized chunks. So the first section that I'm interested in all of these sections, but the first one is focus on winning and why focus is so important to winning. So I'm going to ask Frank, what does it take to win and what tips has he got for us? Point 2 is overcoming challenges and failure. Like, we've all been there. I've been there. And I want to understand from Frank, what does he teach his athletes or business CEOs, whoever he's going in and teaching these days, what does he teach them to help them overcome failure so that the failure doesn't stop them from going on to where they need to get to? Because it can hold us back. It can make us jaded and guarded sometimes when we do something and we fail and we think, oh, it's too scary to do again. Well, I want to know the tips from Frank on that. The third topic I've got for him is finding happiness and balance when you are heavily work motivated. Hello, this is something that I can talk about a lot, but sometimes it's hard to practice what you preach. So I am really interested to understand from Frank. Again, we know that when he's teaching these directors and CEOs, we tend more often than not to work is our life. And I'm sure as well for athletes, it's the same situation. Work consumes your life, and sometimes personal life can take a back seat. And I want to understand, how does he get that balance? And the fourth topic that we're going to touch on and finish on, which will be of interest to any of my colleagues that I've worked with in the past, well, to everyone actually, anyone that's got their own business. I want to understand from Frank how leadership is a skill. And him and I have had various discussions ahead of this, and I'm, so fortunate that he has become a mentor figure to me, learning so much and so grateful for it. But one thing he has spoke to me about in the past that I thought would be worth sharing is something that he refers to as taught versus learned. So I want him to share that, and we're going to talk through that topic. So as I said, an absolute treat and a delight that he's offered to do this for us. Usually you would struggle to get any time with Frank. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope that you get something out of this in the same way that I have, that has carried me forward to be successful in my own right. We will move into focus on winning. So on that note, we bring to you Frank Dick.